What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pound for Pound House. It's been a while. I've been really busy. Haven't got a chance to put out a video, but it's been a lot going on since UFC 302. The fight night's upon us, which was supposed to be with Khamzat and Robert Whitaker, didn't work out. It's Aliskerov now. 303's kind of fallen apart and put back together, which we will talk about in another video. I'm going to hit everything as much as I can, but for today, I'm just going to talk about UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia. It's still a badass card, and it deserves its own breakdown. The main card, at least. I'm going to talk about the main card. I'm going to give you my picks, my thoughts on who might win or where the fights might go. And let's just jump into it. All right. So, I'm mainly just going to talk about fights that main card and some prelims, fights that I'm interested in. So I'm going to start it off with this one, which is the Rinat versus Nicolas Dalby. This is an interesting fight. Rinat beat Kevin Lee with the submission, which was pretty dominant. And Nicolas Dalby, he's just been showing up, man. He's just one of those guys that, he's an interesting guy to watch. Both of these guys are amazing. I see the discrepancy in the over-under here, but and I could see why the way it is, but Nicolas Dalby to me is, he's just been somehow pulling it out of his ass. You know what I mean? He's been winning. He's beat he beat Bonfim, which nobody thought he was going to win. He's beat Salikov, which was actually, I think, a pretty close fight too. And then he had Alves, which he fought. So he's just been winning. He's been doing his thing. And obviously this guy, he's been just dominant, right? He beat Kevin Lee, like I said. He's had a draw in his last one, which was, I think I didn't get a chance to see that fight, but it was a close fight there too. But aside from that, he's had some pretty dominant fights, or strong fights, I want to say. A lot more decisions, but that submission with Kevin Lee was solid. But he's been doing fairly well. The thing is now, Nicolas Dalby, I think he's also older too. I want to say he's like in his mid-30s. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But I know they're giving him like a severe underdog in here, which is, I don't know, man. Dalby's tough as nails to me. So I don't think he's going to go out that easily. I don't think this is going to be one walk in the park for Rinat. So if I really had to go with somebody, I'm going to go with Nicolas Dalby. I know the over-under odds are on to Rinat, but I think it's a lot closer than that. It's not, there's no way it's this, how much of a discrepancy. And I kind of hope I'm right, because I want to see Nicolas Dalby go further. I want to see what he's, I like the guy. I think he's great. I think he's a great fighter. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Next up, Nasrat and Jared Gordon. Nasrat had some pretty decent fights on his record. Same with Jared Gordon. I think they both lost to Bobby Green. When I look at this fight, they're both going to be standing up. They're both solid strikers. They're both, they're pretty well rounded. The over-under, I guess it favors Nasrat, and I get it. He's also going to have the home advantage in the sense where the crowd is going to be on his side. Morocco, they're going to be in the East. So, I do like Jared Gordon for this one too, though, to be honest. But at the same time, this can go for Nasrat as well too. It could just be a decision. I feel like this is going to be more of a decision fight than it will be a TKO or submission. I don't see it going there. I'm going to go with Nasrat. I think Nasrat gets it done, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jared Gordon pulls this one out. So that's my thoughts on that one. Oh, here we go. Mr. Sharabullet, undefeated, fighting a newcomer. Don't know anything about Joelton. Brazilian. Don't know if he has a BJJ black belt or not. which has kind of been Shara's. Seems like it's his, kryptonite right now, because on the ground he wasn't looking too well in his last fight. So I don't know. He doesn't. I mean, there's no real odds here, which kind of makes sense because I don't know much enough about the other guy either. I'm just gonna go with Shara Bullet only because he looks just the way he looks. I guess shit, Cyclops, killer looking Cyclops dude. Scary enough. I think he gets it done. And then I would like to see him go further because he's a interesting fighter. His fighting style, kickboxing. He's got some crazy strikes. So I'd like to see him go further. I'd like to see him go further and like to see where he kind of lands at some point in the middleweight division. I don't think he's ready for high level anytime soon. He needs to work on that ground game. He needs to, sit with the team Khabib. But I think this fight, depending on how good the other guy's BJJ is, I mean, he could probably get it done. If the fight stays standing, he probably has the best chance of getting it done. So, alrighty, the first fight on the main event: Johnny Walker and Volkan. Ozdemir has been, obviously he's a veteran. He's been around long enough. Johnny Walker is like the most, disappointing, promising person that there was. Being that he's 6'5", he's a tall dude, lanky, physically a specimen. He's a big ass guy and he's crazy reach and all these things, but then his chin is like a pillow, and I guess you can't have it all, right? Unless you're like John Jones or something. But this is Volkan's has been. He's an older dude. He's a veteran. I don't think he beats Johnny. I think the odds are with Johnny. Oh, they're pretty tied. I still feel like Johnny Walker gets it done. I think Johnny Walker can get it done. I think even though he got put away in his last one, but then again, he was also going up against one of the best, so I don't know. Ankalaev is so well-rounded. I mean, it sucks that he's not even getting a title shots against Pereira, but it is what it is. I mean, if Johnny Walker doesn't get touched, his chin doesn't get touched, I don't think he loses this. I think he walks away with this victory. Probably like a TKO in the first round. Maybe a submission. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a submission. Could be. But I think definitely maybe like a TKO in the first round. He showed some heart in his first couple, like when he first got there. And then after that Jamal Hill fight, and just shit went downhill for him. And it's just been weird. So, but anyways, I think Johnny Walker, first round, maybe TKO, maybe second round TKO. Something like that. Okay. Muhammad Naimov. I do remember his fight with Nathaniel Wood and Felipe Lima. I don't know enough about him either. So I'm probably just going to side with the betting odds here. I think Naimov is undefeated in the UFC. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. These Tajikistan guys are really coming up, huh? There's this one fighter here. Naimov is one of them. I think there's another fighter from Tajikistan fighting on this card. Yeah. Muin is also fighting. So there's some Tajikistan guys in here coming up. Anyways, moving on. Kelvin Gastelum and D-Rod. This is D-Rod's. I can't fuck with D-Rod right now, to be honest. I can't. After him, going from getting his ass beat and humiliated by Ian Gary, and then coming back and kind of fighting, being on his team. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the whole story behind it even, and maybe I'm just talking crazy right now, but I don't know. Kelvin Gastelum got beat by Sean Brady, but I think Kelvin Gastelum can get it done. He's a vet, I don't know if D-Rod holds. I mean, it's going to be a striking match, but Kelvin Gastelum has a chin like no other, and I don't see D-Rod putting him away this could be a decision fight, maybe. But I think Kelvin Gastelum gets it done. I think it could be a TKO somewhere down in the second, third, maybe. But I don't think this is gonna be like one of those. It's not one of those sleeper fights. I feel like, I feel like they're gonna. I mean, Kelvin Gastelum's obviously a great striker and he's well rounded, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to put away D-Rod though. But there's a possibility. TKO maybe. TKO, not KO. TKO maybe. And that might be that. But I'll definitely go with Kelvin on this one. Sergey Pavlovich and Volkov. Damn, I don't even want to like I feel like everybody should know this at this point. If it doesn't go past that first round, like that first round is going to be the deciding factor in this fight. And whoever knows Sergey Pavlovich and who's ever been watching his fights, most of his fights don't make it out of the first round. And yeah, obviously he went against Tom Aspinall where he, lost that fight. But then again, I've always said this. I'm a big Tom Aspinall fan. I think Tom Aspinall is one of the best, if not the best heavyweight out there. I think he's freaking phenomenal. And with the John Jones fight probably never happening, I think he's going to reign supreme for a while in that division. But Sergey Pavlovich, man, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast. Against Volkov has been put away by Derek Lewis before, and he's lost a couple fights. I don't know. I don't think Volkov makes it out of the first round unless Volkov grabs him. If he can get him to the ground, grab him. But it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be hard to get a hold of this guy. This guy's like a damn bulldozer, and he's just not gonna let up. The moment he gets one good clean shot, I don't know if he even lets him up. And he has insane amount of reach. 6'3", 84-inch reach. This guy is crazy. He's dangerous. So I can go. There's no odds on here for some reason, but I think the odds are the betting favorite is Sergey, which makes a lot of sense. So all he has to do is touch him, like just literally touch his chin. It's probably going to be over. So Sergey Pavlovich, probably round 1 KO or TKO, or at best maybe second round TKO. Yeah, that's what I'll go with. All right, now the main event of the evening: Robert Whittaker and Ikram Aliskerov. I'm kind of mad that they even have these odds so damn close. Like, there's some other fights on this card that I could have said where the odds could have been closer. But this is like, Ikram only lost to Hamza Chimaev, as we know, in a different organization. And he's not really ranked. He's not anything. I mean, he's calling out Bo Nickel. So, I mean, there's a lot for him to do. And Whittaker's such a veteran. The guy's so well-rounded. He's dangerous as hell from standing, from the ground. He's an ex-champ. He has the 5-round experience. He's pretty much got it all. Ikram's kind of just stepping in last minute. Don't know his conditioning or where he's been or how he's been. I'm sure he's been training. He's part of that Dagestan crew. He's definitely not slouching around. So he's probably been working himself, looking for opportunities like this. I think I saw one of his videos where he was saying something about how Khabib told him this is like something he cannot let up or something like that. So this is a lifetime opportunity for him. I mean, he's jumping from being, I think, not ranked to fighting the number 2 guy in the division or number 3 guy in the division. So this is, a big opportunity. This potentially gives him the title fight if he beats Robert Whittaker. But he has to do it in a dominant fashion, kind of like how DDP did it. I don't think he does, though. I don't know. I don't see. I mean, he beat Phil Hawes and he beat a few other guys, but I don't see him doing that to Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker is not the guy. Robert Whittaker is not Phil Hawes. Let's put it that way. Phil Hawes is, to me, is like bottom of the barrel, man. Unfortunately, but Robert Whittaker, I mean, he's got, in my opinion, got pretty much the advantage all the way around when it comes to experience and, you know, IQ in the fight game. So, I mean, it's hard to ever bet against Robert Whittaker to begin with. Even with the Khamzat fight, I've said this before, Robert Whittaker is like one of my most favorite fighters out there. Humble guy, great fighter, great personality. You can't hate the guy ever. So, and I didn't even like betting against the guy. You know, especially with that last fight with Paulo Costa, where he almost got put away in the first round, then he just came back and boom, you know, won the fight. I don't know. I don't want to like bet against him. I'm not gonna bet against him. So I'm gonna stick with my gut here, and it's gonna be Robert Whittaker. And I feel he will win. I think it's just gonna be another. I think it's probably gonna be a decision win, but could be TKO. Could be a submission. Hey, you never know. But no, I think it's gonna probably be like a decision win, possibly TKO, maybe even later rounds, because Ikram might not have the gas tank to go 5 rounds. And that's a big possibility because depending, like I said, how long he's been training, also he's never really been in that type of situation, fighting somebody this high level for that many rounds. It is a lot of factors. So yeah, I mean, if the longer this fight goes, the more better it is for Robert Whittaker. Let's put it that way. So Ikram's best bet is to go and try to take him out in the first round if he can, or the second round. And that's where he might have to try to keep this fight. If he doesn't, the longer the fight goes, Robert Whittaker gets comfortable. He's just, you know, good at picking his shots, good at moving. He's good at just, you know, adjusting to his fights, in his fights. So it's going to be so super difficult unless he clips him somehow down the line in the middle, like the later rounds, if he has enough energy that left at that point. Because Robert Whittaker's going to beat his face, and he's not going to let up. So I think Robert Whittaker for sure. I don't think the odds should be this close. I think Robert Whittaker is definitely should be a higher betting favorite. But shit, make your money, whoever wants to bet. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this card. This card, even though Khamzat fell out, it's honestly still a great card. I'm excited to see this card. I'm going to follow all the fights that I just talked about. I think it's a great card still. It's the first card in Saudi Arabia, so it's probably obviously not the last. There's going to be so many more to come. And this is a great start for the card. Wish Khamzat was still on it. It is what it is. But shit, I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think, who is going to be the winner for the main event and all the fights that I talked about. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video. Also, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can see all the new videos I upload.